We'll round off the morning with the women's 3,000 metre final. Well, all eyes here on Matteo Tognetti. Unbeaten in 2025 and not short of a drop or two of confidence. Let's see. Albin Ornborg goes on the inside. PB in Gothenburg just towards the end of June. 13.54. Jim Putter giving himself a bit of a G-up. National Championship silver medalist, the Dutchman in 2. Ewan van Ack had a PB in Mannheim, 13.45, although he did have a big following wind there. Anthony Amundsen Jonsson looks very relaxed, doesn't he? 13.45 this year. And now to Matteo Tognetti. 5 out of 5 in 25. Semi-finalist in the World Under-20s last year. Charlie Staden. Well, he's not a shy character, is he? National Championship silver medalist, second in the Welsh Champs, and competes in the United States. Adam Julius, national indoor champion over the 60 hurdles, so we can look to see him starting very quickly. And on the outside, former swimmer, Finn Mulbauer. So, Ornberg, Sweden in 1, Putter, Netherlands in 2, Van Ack, France in 3, Amundsen Jonsson, Norway 4. Tognetti the favourite in your camera there. Staden, Great Britain in 6, Julius, Czechia 7, Mulbauer, nearest the camera, the German, in 8. It's only the first 2, plus 2 non-automatic qualifiers. Tognetti in 5 will be the favourite with 13.38 this year, but watch out for Staden in 6 and Amundsen Jonsson and Van Ack in 4 and 3. This could be fast. Tognetti is full of confidence. Can he deliver again? 1 race away from the final. The Italians in 5. There's something about the Italian in lane 5. He absolutely loves it. Mind you, he's clattered the second barrier and he's under pressure from the Norwegian, second from the outside. Now Tognetti comes through. 13.69. Wow. He hit the second barrier. That was into a almost 2-metre headwind. It wasn't flawless from the Italian, but he's 6 from 6. Staden was very close in the mix for the second spot. Julius of Czechia had run well, and Amundsen Jonsson wasn't far away either. Staden has been given the second place, with Amundsen Jonsson having to wait to see if 13.76 is quick enough. Tognetti hit the second barrier, and it took him a little while to recover, but recover he did.
Yeah, absolutely terrific run from Tognetti. He's really starting to find his stride in these championships. Gets himself nicely through to the final. Pointing at his head, I'm wondering whether he said it's all down to mental toughness. Here he is clattering into the hurdles and took one of them down there. At this point, Amundsen Jonsson's running very, very well, hurdling nicely, but that's where the Norwegians' bid for getting an automatic qualifier failed. Charlie Staden coming through strongly over the second half of the race and just nips in front of the Norwegian 2 lanes to his inside. Amundsen Jonsson will just have to wait. That 13.76 quite possibly could be good enough to see him through to the final. But Tognetti, well, supremely confident. But in the next heat, he's going to come up against Christian Kazabov, the man who's set a Bulgarian under-20 record of 13.49 in his heat.
6 from 6 in 2025 for Tognetti. Staden also there. Amundsen Jonsson and Van Ack will have to wait and see.
So, here we have the second semi-final. And to look out for is the very good Bulgarian in lane 6, Christian Kazabov. Fastest man in the heats yesterday. On the inside, Bilaken. Personal best of 14.01 in the heats, 6th in the long jump. Saviola Vatira of Sweden, another perhaps outsider to go through. Jeremy Nzugo, 1360 man. He could be in the mix. Toby Wright was impressive yesterday in his heat. 1357. Now Martin de Grief, not quite been on his best form. He's a 1352 man at best, de Grief. And Kazabov, well, he absolutely flew down the track here in the Retina Stadium yesterday. 1349. Niels Grob recently improved to 1389 about 3 weeks ago on home soil in Zofingen. National Under-20 silver medalist in the decathlon. And on the outside, Sami Loida Barber of Spain. So keep an eye on the lanes 4, 5 and 6. Wright, de Grief, Kazabov. The full lineup. Billikon, Ukraine. Watira, Sweden. Zungo of France. Wright, Great Britain. De Grief, Belgium. Kazabov, Bulgaria. Grob, Switzerland. And Loida Barber of Spain. Just 2 to go through. 2 fastest non-automatic qualifiers. Well, Kazabov doesn't get the best of starts. It's Toby Wright in front at the moment. And on his inside, the Frenchman Nzungo is running well. Now Kazabov starting. There's carnage on the outside. But up front, it's Wright and Kazabov who secure their places in the final. Looks like Wright just might have edged out Kazabov, but we've got a photo finish to confirm. 1351, so a bit quicker than the first heat, into a 0.5 meters per second wind. It was the Spaniard Loida Barber who came crashing to the track about 4 hurdles into the race. Wright gets the verdict, 1351, a personal best for the Briton. Well, he looked good in his heats and he confirmed that with that showing in the semi.
Well, Kazabov was only a few hundredths away from the brilliant performance he produced in the heats with his national under-20 record, but Toby Wright came through wonderfully in the middle part of the race. Kazabov was a little slow out of the blocks. Third from the left-hand side here, the Bulgarian. Now, in the centre of your picture, Toby Wright definitely in front, being put under a little bit of pressure by the Frenchman, Nzungu. Kazabov lunging for the line, but Wright out-dipping him. The wind had dropped, minus 0.5, as opposed to a 1.7 metre headwind, but de Grief in third, 1370. That, at the moment, is good enough for one of the non-automatic spots with one semi-final to come. But it wasn't quite as impressive from Kazabov as that which we saw yesterday.
I thought he had a poor start, relatively speaking. It took him about 4 hurdles to really get into his stride. He wasn't quite as technically proficient over the early part of the race. As we see there, the Spaniard crashing to the track. But he did get into his stride in the end. But he'll have to sharpen up for the final because Toby Wright looks good, very good indeed. There's the confirmed results. Toby Wright, that personal best of 1351. Kazabov close to his best, close to his Bulgarian record, 1352. Martin de Grief, have to wait and see. He came through very strongly in the latter part of the race, and he is in one of those hot seats with that 1370.
On to the third and final semi in the men's 110 hurdles. Tognetti of Italy took the first, 1368. Toby Wright of Great Britain the second, 1351. Is this destined to be even faster? We're about to find out. Sven Reimann, national indoor champion of the long jump, yet to go inside 14 seconds. Today would be the day. Gerardo Philipsen of the Netherlands giving himself a big clap. He's only 15. National champion with 13.74 now. Noah Hansen, brilliant in the heats with 13.54. Semis of the World Under-20 last year. He's in cracking shape with 13.31. Zeman, huge for an under-20, isn't he? Built like a tank, national indoor champion. There's even Elias Granes Pedersen. Pedersen had a PB to qualify with that 13.56. And then Matteo Zach, 13.31. Semi-finals of the World Under-20s last year, 6th in the European Under-18s in Jerusalem in 22. Rizzi, second from the outside, 3rd in the Italian National Championships. He looks focused. And Dumitru of Romania, national champion indoors and out this year. The two quickest in the field, Hansen of Great Britain in 3, and Zach with the blue bib, joint fastest in lane 6. 70 and 76 are the non-automatic spots. Amundsen Jonsson occupies the second of those. Ryman, Switzerland 1, Philipsen, Netherlands 2, Hansen, Great Britain, joint fastest in this one in 3, Zeman, Hungary 4, Granes Pedersen, Norway 5, Zach, Czechia, joint fastest in 6, Rizzi, Italy 7, Dumitru, Romania in 8. Big bragging rights on the line here. Two men in this race who've both run 13.31 this season. That's outstanding for this age group. Hansen 3rd from the right, Zach 3rd from the left, and Zach has got a great start. Hansen has a little bit to do and has hit the last 2 barriers. Hansen's technique is wobbling and it's allowed the Norwegian to come through. Oh, I think the Norwegian might have nicked that. Granes Pedersen. Good run into a minus 1.1, 13.45. That's going to be a lifetime best. Hansen was clattering barriers all over the place, but came through and showed good strength in the end. And the Norwegian's been given it, 13.45 with a PB. I think Hansen got the second spot, and he did. Zach was the athlete to fade to 13.51, but he'll be okay as a non-automatic qualifier. But what a run by the Norwegian, Granes Pedersen.
Well, let's have a look at that again. Granes Pedersen, very, very strong athlete. He's got the Czechia athlete on his outside who's having all sorts of problems, but Granes Pedersen coming through really well. Managing to do strong finish off the last hurdle. Just gets it in that 3-way blanket finish between Granes Pedersen, Hansen and Zach. Zach struggling a little bit over the last couple of hurdles. He was doing so well in the early part of the race. Granes Pedersen just holds his form. Personal best for the Norwegian. Very close finish indeed. But there was a lot of woodwork being splintered there.
I haven't heard it referred to like that for ages. They're probably fiberglass or something, but carbon fiber, but I know what you mean. The two quickest men were clattering barriers on the left of picture, on the right of picture, and Granes Pedersen just quietly and consistently went about his business and finished up with a big roar and a big PB. Granes Pedersen through to the final. So too Noah Hansen. Zach also makes it, but as a non-automatic qualifier, so he won't get a tasty lane. Confirmation. Granes Pedersen into the final. Hansen and Zach have both run 13.31. Kazabov not quite as impressive in the semi as he was in the heat, but he's in the final. And Tognetti, the Italian, 6 from 6 in 25. He'll believe he's the favourite, but I tell you what, he's going to have to go some to win that gold.
Hey, I'm Elizabeth Fitzgerald, and you need to go and sign up to European Athletics U20.